The Conjuring. Now, The Conjuring follows a family dealing with paranormal activities in their house. So they call two paranormal specialists to help find out what's going on in their house. Now, this movie is directed by James Wan. He's directed movies like Saw and Insidious. Now, I've always been a big fan of horror, especially the 70s and 80s horror movies like Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Friday the 13th. And this movie has a little bit else of those movies. And James Wan did a good job in directing this type of movie because I always felt it kind of hard as for a director to deal with this type of genre, to deal with movies like this, because it's hard to get a good scare in movies and be consistent at it. In this movie, James Wan is no different from these other movies in Saw and Insidious. The one thing that made horror movies good in the past was that it was unpredictable. And the unpredictability in movies like that made horror movies great for its time. Nowadays, with horror movies today, you know what's going to happen next. You know, this is going to be a scare here, that's going to be a scare there. So you lose the good suspenseness and good horror factor out of a good horror movie. And that's what brings horror movies down, in my opinion. What a lot of horror movies suffer from too is jump scares. Now, does this movie have jump scares? Yes, it does. But what James Wan did was that it made it more suspenseful. It made it more manageable. And what I mean by that is that even though it was a jump scare, it was a good payoff as a jump scare. It takes a lot for me to get me scared. And this movie remotely got me scared, so it's actually doing something good. And James Wan did a good job directing this film because the way he angles certain scare scenes. I mean, you think it's gonna happen this way, but it doesn't. It surprises you in another way. And that's why I think it's good, because especially for a director that's done movies in the past before, like Saw and Insidious, it's hard to get something that's original when it comes to new scares, new jump scares, and new suspense thrillers. And James Wan did a good job in doing that, because with stuff like that, that can get old really fast. Does it have its jump scares? Yes, it does. But the jump scares, like I said before, is a huge payoff. And I definitely enjoy every minute of The Conjuring, because what I like about The Conjuring is that it has that 70s type horror feel towards it. And that's always good, because I always think that the best horror movies were always made in the 70s and 80s, while Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and the first Friday the 13th movies. Those movies know how to play scares right. This is definitely a good movie to go see with friends, family. Definitely see it with a group of people. Don't see it by yourself, see it with a group of people. And it's much funner seeing it like that. With that being said, The Conjuring gets a good solid 4 out of 5 stars. If you like this review, please rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, Movie Nation.